So, y'all, it's the reunion part one, and I am here for it. Yes, God. So many things to talk about. We got a lot of things to discuss. We're going to talk about the fashion. We're going to talk about the seating arrangement. We're going to talk about the unravelable, fairest of them all, Miss Stacey. I love Stacey. And we got to talk about Wendy, her troubles, and that awkward moment that they had in the beginning. Ugh, didn't like that. Um, we're gonna talk about Angel trying to pick up the pieces and trying to redeem herself after them girls beat her down last season, all damn season, child. Beat that girl like a damn pinata. I'm surprised. I didn't think she was gonna show up for the reunion, to be honest, but she did. I'm glad she showed up. Okay. And we're gonna talk about Tia and her fake phony friend ass. That's right, I said it. I said it and I meant it, and I'll tell you why. We're gonna talk about Giselle and her minion Ashley and their mean girl antics. You know, it's so much to y'all get in here. Get in here. Let's talk about part one of this reunion. Okay. But first, listen. Peace, cousin. It's your cousin Reebell, aka The Voice. And I have an opinion about everything, child. Everything. And this is Reebell Radio presents the reality recap. Yep. The reality recap is your weekly dose of reality TV, pop culture, entertainment news, advice, and hot topics. Okay, so for tonight's reality recap, I'm on the Real Housewives of Potomac season 10, the reunion part one, and we'll get into that in just a sec. But in the meantime, smash that like button, okay, and subscribe with the bells so you don't miss none of my commentary on this and other reality shows and situations. All right. All right, so bust it. Okay, so first, before I get into this, let me just start by saying I just want to thank, if this is your first time here, thank you so much for coming to my channel, checking this out and doing this review, just listening to this recap so we can discuss this thing together. And I want to give a special shout out to all of my new subscribers, big, fat, juicy, delicious shout out to all the new cousins that have joined the situation. I'm so thankful. I'm so grateful. I really appreciate y'all so much. Y'all have no idea. Thank you so much. Okay. All right, so let me get into this review. So, like I said, this is season 10. This is the review part one. And first, let me start off by saying, I think they, in terms of like the look, I love the red. I love that they all, wore the red and different shades of the red. I thought they all looked absolutely phenomenally beautiful. I do. Shout out to all the ladies. They look so all of them look so beautiful in this red. I just have to say, Giselle, of course, with her little off the shoulder situation. She loved that off the shoulder thing. What is that? A cold shoulder, I think it's called. Yeah, I just thought they all looked absolutely beautiful. To me, Wendy was my favorite look. I loved just everything about her. Her skin was glowing. The red looked so beautiful on her skin. I loved all the fanfare, all the feathers and it was just it was like big, it was grand, but it wasn't too much. It was still classy. It was still tasteful. Tia's hair to me was like absolutely beautiful. I love the waves and everything. She looked really beautiful too. They all did. My girl Stacey. Of course, I got to give it up for Stacey. She looked like the beauty queen that she is. She looked like the beauty queen that she is. Yeah, I love Stacey. If y'all haven't, if y'all don't know by now, you will know by the end of this. I'm a Stacey. I love her on the show. She gotta. I hope she comes back. Okay, so let's get into this review, child. All right, so the first thing about it, Wendy and Eddie, that intro, right? Was it me or was it just a little bit awkward? Wendy looked like she was on one of them Happy Eddie things, allegedly. I'm just saying. And he looked really refreshed. I mean, he just looked like he ain't stressed or nothing, child. I don't know. I just couldn't understand the point of that because they didn't really say much, but they did say two things that kind of made me raise my eyebrow a little bit. Okay. it just, I don't know, it just seemed really rehearsed, and let's we do we even know that it was actually a week after the situation happened, or did they just film it like right now just to go along? This is why I don't like those, because you don't, they be this TV child, and they be putting on. So I don't know how real it was, but I was just, it just felt awkward to me. But the two things that made me raise my eyebrow, it was like when Wendy said, I never thought that this, after this, or this we would end up, getting walked away in handcuffs, or I never thought it would turn into this, or something that she said to that nature. And when she said that, I was like, what is this? What is this? Like, what do you mean by that? Would you never thought this would end up, y'all would end up being walked out in handcuffs because of this? Well, what is this? What were y'all doing? Are you trying to allude? I don't know if she's trying to allude that they were doing something else that was misconstrued as fraud and scam and whatever else they being accused of allegedly. I don't know why she said that, but I would love to know why she said that, because I know better than to think that she's admitting her guilt. Like, I know she wasn't saying, I never thought us scamming would end up in us being walked, going to jail. I know that's not what she was doing. She's very smart. That whole moment was just like they did for Karen. It was a PR moment. It was very prepped, and they knew what to say, what not to say, and everything. So I didn't understand the meaning of that. If y'all understood what that was, please let me know down in the comments, because I didn't get it, and I was just kind of looking with that, that rock look where you got one eyebrow up, one eyebrow all the way up to the ceiling, and one down. I just didn't get it. And then the other thing was when she said to Eddie, she said, "Do you think this will affect our marriage?" I was like, what? Like, what made her say that? Like, when, because she was like, because I'll never be the same. I'll never be the same. And I'm thinking, now I understand why you saying you'll never be the same, because I mean, you had this crazy experience, and you guys are saying that y'all are innocent. So, maybe you're saying that she's saying that she learned a lot from it, and she'll never be the same. I get that. I get that. But what does she mean when she said, do you think this will affect our marriage? Why would this affect their marriage? Like, does she mean, what does she mean by that? And again, if y'all have better insight, please get down in the comments and explain that to me, because it's like, what is she saying? Is she saying that because, like, it wasn't her fault, it was his fault, so they're going to lean on her? What was she saying in that moment? I just didn't get it. But I'm telling you, I had my eyebrows raised. I don't know. I don't know. But like I said, I could tell that, it was PR prepped. They were prepped. She was talking in that damsel in distress tone, like, I don't know. I don't know what happened. I just can't believe this, And I'm not mocking her. Because I do feel sorry for Wendy. I do. I like Wendy. I actually like Dr. Wendy. She's one of my favorite people on the show. But I'm sure the tone, like I said, she was prepped to speak in that tone, because you don't want to get on and start talking all strong, and and you just want to come across as humble and just distraught, and because that way more people will have sympathy, and even empathy for you, because we don't know what happened here. I mean, 1+1 = 2, and you can take that route, and you can say, I mean, shit, 1+1 = 2. We heard what the email said. We heard what the text were saying. We heard some parts of the story. We heard the press conference from the actual prosecutors, or from from the police, from the investigators, and the things that they were saying. That shit don't sound good. It doesn't sound good at all. But I still want to have hope that, whatever they were doing, that, I don't know, we got it all wrong. I don't know, child. I don't know. But I do feel empathy for them. I hate what they're going through. I mean, it's never okay to be scamming and frauding, allegedly, if that's what was going on. It's never okay for that. Especially if you're doing it just to fit in with the Joneses, and to fit in with the people, with the ladies on the show. And I mean, to me, you don't have to do all it. These ladies ain't all that. I mean, when I say they ain't all that, I mean ain't nobody. It's not like Atlanta. The girls in Atlanta, the Real Housewives of Atlanta, they are not to say that they are real with their stuff too, because they got issues too, but they're rolling around in Rolls Royces and everything is high end. Everything is, big, 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 everything big. With these ladies, I don't really get why Wendy felt like she had to go overboard, to if she did this, if they did scam to get money or whatever. I don't know why she felt like she had to do this because like I said, they're affluent and because they live in a certain area or whatever, but these are, to me, these are like regular women. I didn't get, I got like, high society women, but I didn't get like that any of them are like super crazy rich. I mean, actually, to me, she just started wearing designer clothes this season, child. I guess once her divorce went through, she got that check. She was like, "Let's go shopping, child. Let me get me a, let me get me a stylist and get me some." Because I never seen Ashley, with really good wigs on and really good hairstyles and all these designer labels that she's been wearing. The bags, I never seen her in none of that stuff. And I mean, Karen is, high Diddy or whatever, but still, I mean, I don't see why Wendy would have had to do this. And I hate it for her. I hate it for them. I hate it for their kids, because they have kids that are old enough to be affected by this, to know what's going on and to have other kids ridicule them about what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So it's just all around, it's just a bad look. And I hope that they are exonerated somehow, some way. I don't know. I got my hope candle up only because I do like Wendy and I don't want to believe, I don't want to be in denial because I ain't stupid, but I just hope that somewhere they can, work this out so that nobody gets in no kind of trouble. And that if she is guilty, if they did do some crazy stuff, they learn their lesson and what have you. Um, yeah. So anyway, they all show up to get ready, and we see a room for Karen. So we know that Karen's going to be a part of this reunion. And I'm like, okay, let's see what that brings. I mean, because I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I did not watch her special, and the reason why I didn't, I love Karen, right? I love Karen for the show. I do. But what I don't like about Karen, what gets on my nerves about her, is that I just hate that she don't tell the truth. Like she be in like this other world that just gets on my nerves. And then when you call her to the carpet, she starts piercing, doing that thing where her lips, she pokes her lips in and out. So I just didn't want to watch the interview because I felt like it was going to be a lot of that. I felt like it wasn't going to be much of, admitting what the issue really is. And, based on the clips that I'm hearing, that I saw, and the things that people were saying, she did exactly what I thought she was going to do. So I didn't watch the interview. Um, but I do wonder when she does show up, if it is anybody going to say, anything about it, or is it just going to be a bunch of phoniness around it? That whole thing is just like, it's. Mm. And I wonder if anybody's going to say anything to Wendy. These are my thoughts at the beginning of the reunion. I mean, obviously we know, I watched it, so we do know what happened in this first part. But I was just wondering, like, is Ashley going to apologize? Is anybody going to throw shade at her for it? Because there are a couple of people, on the cast that really didn't care for her. So I was just wondering who was going to try to go at her about it, and was anybody going to be mean? Was anybody going to kind of go there, right? Or were they just going to all be like, oh, that whole thing? So they start off questioning Wendy about the incident, and like I said, not much to see there. We all know. I mean, this has been going on for a while, so I mean, unless you've been under a rock, you know what's been going on with Wendy. She got, her and her husband are is the word charged? I guess, I don't know if I'm saying it wrong. Please forgive me. They were accused. I'll say accused of like frauding. I think in the insurance company for like hundreds of thousands of dollars, having to do with like clothes and bags and shoes, all this materialistic stuff, right? And she was explaining, how she spent the night in jail and, she's scared and, just talking in that prep tone again that I spoke about, very timid, very humble in her speech. She's not being cocky about it. She's not being presumptuous about her innocence or anything. She's just being, she's just speaking kind of indifferently about it, just, well, not indifferently. She's taking the side of humility about it. I just, with that tone and everything. Giselle did make a joke about it, about her wig to try, to lighten up the moment. I thought that was cool for Giselle to do it. Just to get everybody out of that somber, sad mode that everybody was in. And Ashley tried to chime in, but to say what she was saying, but Wendy paid her ass dust as she should. Because Ashley did try to get away with that little, Zen win is in the pen or some shit. Like she said some crazy shit like that about her. So I figured I was waiting to see if Wendy was going to address that. And they did get to that later on. But and Wendy did shut her ass down. She did. They kind of did go back and forth. And Ashley did try to apologize about it. But Wendy was like, girl, get out of here with your unaccomplished ass. Go sit your ass down somewhere. Okay. All right. So Stacey's up next, right? My girl Stacey. Stace. I love me some Stacey, child. And if you see, I did put a tiara on her because I feel like, honestly, I think Stacey's like the new queen of this. Not the queen of RHOP because she's a new cast member. So I mean, everybody's like, oh, the Grand Dame, Karen's the Grand, and then Giselle is the new Grand Dame because Karen, did what she did. But what I mean by the queen, I mean that she brought everything she was supposed to bring. She brought the beauty, she brought the class, she brought the reads, she brought standing up for herself every chance she got. She was so unravelable. It was just commendable. I was just like, this is how you handle yourself when you get around a bunch of women who literally be coming for you. You know what I'm saying? Like I just live through her because I have been in her shoes before. I have been in angel shoes before. I just to watch Stacey, the way they all, had this vendetta out for her, whether she was right or wrong, whether she was lying or not, the way they were ganging up on her this season, it was just this, it just made me I was so disgusted with them. And I was like, are y'all jealous of her? Are y'all mad? What is it about her that really gets y'all goat? So what? She talks the way she talks. So she's brave, even if that is her QVC voice. So what? So what? I don't know anybody on this. I'm looking at the ladies, right? And I'm like, which one of them the ones that are complaining and trying to go at her about her voice and stuff, who could do what she does though? Tell me which one of them could go on QVC or anywhere else and be the consummate salesperson with this grand personality, this beautiful smile, and change your whole situation, your whole demeanor, your whole vocal, your whole vernacular, your whole everything, and get this money, selling personality and things to people. Who could do that? Nobody. None of them. I don't think none of them could do. Maybe that's why they keep getting on her about it, because it's like, so what? You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna leave Stacey the F alone. I'm just tired of I was so like mad at how they were trying to gang up on her, but it didn't work. It didn't work in no shape, form, or fashion. Did it work? Because this girl, Stacey, knows how to stand. She knows how to handle herself. She knows how to handle, I'm gonna say haters. I don't care. I'm gonna just go on and say haters. Because I felt like a lot of it was like unnecessary. A lot of this, especially the shit Giselle was doing to her, it was so unnecessary. It was so mean when they were out on the, out in Neve. Is that what it's called? Neve, where they were on that island, and then everybody, Giselle gives everybody their rooms, and she gives robes with names and stuff, and then she gives Stacey nothing, the robe with no name on it. I was disgusted with Giselle for the way she treated Stacey out on that island. But Stacey, she did not flinch. She kind of took it on the chin. She made a joke of it. When they serve, they say when you get lemons, make it. She made lemonade out the shit. She's unravelable. It's so much to learn from watching her on this show. Like, I'm telling you, you can learn so much from just watching how you deal with hate and conflict, and when people are purposefully looking to just just make you want to see you just fall and down. That she just is the epitome of resilience, and I really really love her. Shout out to Stacey. Yo, I love Stacey since day one. I've loved as soon as she came on the show. I just loved her personality. I saw, I just like how she carry herself. I like how she handles herself. I just love it. Okay, sorry, y'all. I went on a rant about Stacey. I digress, but she is one of my favorites on. She is my favorite on here. Let me just go ahead and say that. Um, but I love how she, when they were, talking about her voice and, getting on her about the way she speaks. And she said, I love how she said, but y'all, my joy, I just have this thing, and the joy that I have of being alive, that carries through, like not just when I'm on QVC, but also when I'm on the show, when I'm just carrying myself around. And I love how she said that, because I'm like, these sour ass unhappy ass women, somewhere somehow it's like y'all hate. You know what I don't like, y'all? I don't like women or people. I'm gonna just say people. I don't like people who hate to see other people being happy. I just can't stand that. And Giselle with her face always twisted up, and them jowls going south, and I'm not shaming. I'm the age of these women, so I'm not. Listen, I ain't trying to shame nobody, but it's like you could just look at Giselle and tell she's not happy sometimes. You could just look at her and tell. I don't know, she just has this, her resting face is just like, she seems so sour and bitter. Like, and Stacey is like, that's not who I am. That's not what Stacey radiates. And I just don't like people who are mad at people who just want to be happy. You just mad at her for what? And y'all, and they use the thing, oh, she's a liar. She's a liar. She like, so the shit that she just like, and I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna hold that thought because I'm going on a tangent because I don't like how she got treated this season. It was so messed up. It was so messed up. So when they were getting on her about, her voice and the way she talks and how they saying it's fake, and she's saying this is, I just have joy in my life, and that's just how I am when I want to be like that. And then Tia gonna chime in, and she's like, well, I was sitting in front of Stacey on an airplane, and I heard her talking, and she don't talk nothing like that. Her voice is deeper. She has a whole different, what'd she say, colloquial term. She uses colloquial. Tia, just say you heard her and she was being ghetto. Just say she was talking regularly. She was just talking about, she used more colloquial terms. See, that's the thing about Tia too. Like, I was just like, Tia, shut your ass up, because I have my suspicions about Tia and her damn accent and her damn riches, quote unquote riches. Do y'all feel me? I was saying it all along on the show. You know what I'm saying? When I first met her, I was kind of like, and then when they showed her I'm like, well, I know she's supposed to be this Nigerian princess and all this but I'm looking like the only thing high class that I see is just, or here, I'm going to say, is just her accent. Everything else about her, nothing else about this lady, not her clothes, not the way she dresses, not her family, not the way her kids act, not her nothing, her husband, nothing, not the same wig she been wearing all damn season. Nothing she gives says royalty to me or said royalty to me. I just didn't get that, and I questioned. I was like, I bet she probably don't even talk like that at home. I bet she don't even talk like that. But Stacey went back at her and said, yeah, well, I heard you talking too. You slip up and out of up and through that accent that you be carrying on the same way. She said she heard her on many occasions slip up out of it. And I believe that. Like, Stacey said that after I've had these thoughts about Tia. I've wanted to like Tia, right? I really wanted to like her. I did. I was giving her the benefit of the doubt. Even though I was kind of like side eyeing, but where's the I don't see the royalty, right? I just in the accent, that's all I see. That's all that I got with that. But I was trying to give her the benefit of the doubt. But it's a couple of things that she did this season that I just was like, ill. I don't like her. She came in. I'm gonna just go ahead and because I know I'm supposed to talk about this later, but since I'm on Tia, let me go ahead and no, you know what? I'm gonna save this because I'm really talking about Stacey here. I'll just hold that thought. But Tia, she even admits that she slips up out of her accent. So I'm like, if you slip out of your accent, then what are you getting on Stacey for slipping up out of hers? I don't get. It's like what is see, that's one of my issues with Tia. What is my second issue with her? Because I was kind of like, where's the royalty? I don't get it. Is she fronting? But I was like, how you gonna get on Stacey about the same thing that you are doing? And that was my thing with her. Like I felt like she was trying to jump down Stacey's ass for no reason, only for clout, to get clout with Giselle. That's it. That's it. And Stacey did call her out about it, and I'm gonna get to that too. And I loved when she did that. But that was my thing. I was like, every chance I felt like Tia was kind of jumping on the Stacey hate bandwagon, but you didn't even have no substantial shit to jump on with. You was just jumping on just to be on it, just to be hanging by the bottom of Giselle's damn dress, her off the shoulder damn shirt. You know what I'm saying? I was like, what Tia just doing anything to just ill. I don't like it. I don't like it. So she also says Stacey thinks she's all that because she's traveled the world, as if that's an accomplishment. Girl, it's an accomplishment. And all the ladies were like, well, yeah, I mean, traveling is an accomplishment. I'm like, so Tia, what? See, you trying to pick her apart, and and she says Stacey's, and she sounds like she's mad because Stacey has a husband that's like kind of upper echelon, and she's like, you married up. So you like these, listen, Tia, I'm listening to the things that you're saying about Stacey, and these are not reads, baby. These are you trying to pick her ass. These are jealous. This is like jealous pick aparts is what I'm gonna call it. You picking her apart, I feel like, because you might be a little jealous of her. That's what I'm thinking. I could be wrong. Allegedly, I don't know, but this is what you're giving. A read is a read, but you're not reading her. You sound like a jealous, like you mad. You sound like you mad. But anyway, they all tried to make a timeline of all Stacey's lies, and even Andy got in on it. And I was like, y'all just, that's okay. Everybody sit back and enjoy and watch how this shit is done. Watch how Stacey, the housewife, handles her business with all of y'all coming at her with all of this nonsense. Watch. And she did that. Angie, just make sure you keep that same energy when Giselle be up in here lying. You sit up here and you call Giselle's ass to the damn carpet the same way you trying to call Stacey out, please. Thank you. Please and thank you. Anyway, okay, so they went and they started with the TJ thing, right? They were like, oh, we back now. I'm like, oh, we back on this, right? And they were like, oh, because you would pay TJ, whatever. And Stacey was like, I listen, I'm standing in my truth. He was lying. Now, Stacey, girl. Stop the cap. Now, I love me some Stacey, but like I said, I'm not crazy. But I'm going to tell you one thing. That didn't look too good for her. That the way that the dude called the show and called Wendy and Eddie and said, oh, she's paying me to be on the show. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know that I believed that TJ was lying about that. So when Stacey was like, he's lying, I never put him on the show, I never paid him to be on the show, I was kind of like sitting there like, stop the cap. Man, you don't get out here with all that. Sorry, Stacey. That was, and I said this in my other reviews. Y'all can go even when I was, I love me some Stacey, but I still, when I feel like you out of pocket or you might be wrong or you doing something to the left, I'm gonna speak on it. I ain't gonna, I ain't gonna pretend like she's perfect. I'm not saying Stacey's perfect because I definitely was, and I'm still kind of scratching my head about that, but I let it go. But they all keep bringing it up. So they went on, tried to get on her about that, and she said, "I'm standing in my truth about that." Then they tried to get on her about Tiamo. Well, how do you say the husband's name? Tiamo? Timo? No, Tiamo, I think, about him being in town. And my thing is, so damn what? The man obviously he probably, I'm sure that Stacey and the man done had the conversation. He's probably like, I don't want to meet these miserable ass mother people. Keep these bitches away from me. Is probably what he said in his what German accent or whatever, wherever he's from. And I would have did the same damn thing for my husband. If I felt, if my husband was like, I ain't messing, I don't want to be a part of that, I ain't trying to meet nobody, I'll be sitting there till, yeah, he out of town. Yes, he's out of town. Yeah, he won't be back for 3 weeks. He's going, yeah, he'll be back tomorrow, and then he's leaving tomorrow night. Yep, he's gone. He's gonna be away. I would do the same damn thing. So and so would all of these women. Tia, you would do the same thing for your husband. If your husband was like, oh, I don't want to be on, I ain't trying to meet them, they whack, I don't like how they treating you, I don't like what they did to you last season. This is what Tiama probably said to Stacey. But Tia, if your husband said that to you, and then somebody was pressing you to meet him, oh, let me meet your husband, you'll do the same damn thing. So why you getting on Stacey for doing something that you know you would do? As a married woman, you know you would do that. It is Stacey's job to stand with her damn husband. If he don't want to meet them, shit, he out of town. Yeah, he's out of town. Yeah, he won't be back for 3 months. I mean, like, really? They were really trying to like hold her feet to the fire about that, especially Tia. And I thought that was so crazy. And then Stacey said to her, she said to Tia, if I brought you to meet my husband and I told you that he didn't really want to meet the rest of the ladies right now because of the situation, that happened with Wendy. He didn't really want to get up with Wendy and Eddie right now. Why would you go back and tell them that? Why would you go back and do that? Like, what was your point in doing that? And I was sitting there too. I was like, I'll wait, Tia. And Tia deflected. She was like, oh, well, you lied to me, and whatever she said, it made absolutely no sense. Because I'm like, Stacey's right. Like, why would you, what was your point in doing that? What was your point in doing that? And then Stacey said, forget about the fact that I lied and you saying I'm busted, whatever. That's not the point. The point is that you, Tia, you were not really there to meet me and Arabella and Tiamo genuinely. You weren't there to genuinely get to know us. You were there to collect information for your master. Child, she said her master. Talking about Giselle. Talking about Giselle, but y'all, where's the lie? Where's the lie, y'all? Where's the lie? Because Tia, like I said, and y'all heard me in the beginning, I said, well, her fake phony friend asked. This is what I mean by that. She did this to Stacey, and Stacey clocked that. She clocked it. You ain't here. You wasn't trying. You was just trying to get information to take back to your master. Stacey, thank you. I'm so glad. Shout out to Stacey for clocking the T. She clocked it. Okay. And then Tia did the same thing to Angel. She did the same thing. She went to her house, got information about her moving, and barely got back the car, barely had her damn seatbelt on. When she found out that Angel had to move, and Angel was explaining to her, how she had to leave the house and the circumstances behind it. Tia jumps in the damn car, barely got her damn seatbelt snapped, and she's already on the phone like, girl, with Giselle, like, girl, she's getting evicted, girl, she gotta leave. I'm like, Tia,
man, you don't get out of here with all that.
Please get out of here with all of that. Please get out of here with all of that. And then Giselle gonna jump in. She's like, well, Wendy is your master. No, Giselle. It ain't hitting. It did not hit. You didn't eat with that. You did not eat because no, Wendy, the relationship that Stacey and Wendy have, it is not of that of what this thing is that Tia is doing for you. Now I understand that you brought Tia on the show. I get it. So we understand that she has to have an allegiance to you, right? Sidebar, sidebar, which is why I really wish they was. I hope. Okay, Andy, don't allow Giselle to bring nobody else on the show because that's when it gets whack like this. That's when we start seeing people kissing everybody ass. You know what I'm saying? And not able to like be themselves because they so trying to ride the coattail and hang on and be have allegiance to the person that brought them on the show. And it's kind of like what we seeing with Angel and what's her name? Okay, Kiana. Okay, but yeah, it's like I understand this that Giselle bought Tia on the show. So I get that she has to be like, has to have the allegiance, but it is the ass kissing, like it's crazy. It's crazy. Wendy has Stacey's back, a lot. By all means, she does. But it ain't no damn master thing that Giselle tried to take and run. We don't know. Bye. And then then they go to the Chris Samuels thing, whether or not Stacey was seeing him, and whether or not Stacey told Monique, told him what Monique said. And listen, I'm on the fence about this one because I'm not really on the fence about this one. Okay, let me tell you why. Let me tell y'all why I'm on the fence about this. Because for the first part, where they were asking, "Were you seeing Chris?" If she was seeing Chris, it ain't none of y'all damn business. It ain't even Monique's damn business if she was seeing Chris or not. Monique has gone on many, 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 many podcasts and probably spoke about it on her own radio show. She done said, "I don't want the man. He could do whatever he want to do. I filed for divorce. I don't want him." She said it. So the fact that they were making it, even if Stacey was seeing Chris as a friend, as a whatever they were, whatever, more than friend, whatever, it ain't none of y'all business. If she is, she don't know Monique. She just met Monique. I'm thinking she just met Monique. Looks like she just met her on this show. She don't have no allegiance to Monique. I could see if she knew her, then, that would have been messed up, messing with her husband. She don't know Monique. So if they were talking or dealing, whatever they were doing, it ain't nobody's damn business but Stacey and damn Chris. Period. So I'm on the fence because, and by the way, I just wish if Stacey was seeing him, I wish she would have just came out and said, "Yeah, we went out. Yeah, so what? And the fuck? Like, and just shut everybody down and shut them all up about it because they all went fishing. Giselle and her minion Ashley went fishing around again to try to get some information, try to make Stacey look crazy with they miserable asses. Both of them. So the reason why I'm on the fence is that, when they're trying to figure out, well, how did the information get back to Chris? I don't know. Stacey was giving, and again, I love Stacey, but when she was being questioned about how the information got back, she denied it. Of course, she showed text messages, just saying how Chris was reaching out to her, and she wasn't reaching back out to him. But she was just giving this uncomfortable energy, and it made me feel uncomfortable, and it made me feel like, well, maybe she did tell him, maybe they were cool, and she went back and told him like, "Yo, your wife is over here," like, And if Chris, and here's the thing, if Chris and Stacey had a friendship and they were cool, and then his wife is at the table, talking shit about him and saying, what the things that she's saying, and Chris and Stacey are cool, what would be the issue with her going back and telling Chris what was said? I'm all for loyalty. I am loyal, so loyal. Loyalty is one of my values. But I believe that not everybody owes you loyalty, right? You got to know when to expect it and where it's supposed to come from. If Stacey and Chris had a friendship, even though she's denying it or whatever. But if they had something and they, and she doesn't know Monique and she doesn't know the wife, and she's saying disparaging things about your Stacey's friend Chris, what would be the problem with Stacey going back? Not in no, oh, let me tell you what your wife said, but just maybe like, yeah, she came to lunch and she was saying, she mentioned you guys' marriage, and she wasn't happy about certain things about y'all. What would be the issue if she said that? And if I'm wrong, I understand principles are, subjective and people take them in different ways. So if y'all disagree, feel free to say that, in the comments. I'm all for listening to different opinions about it. But that's why I'm on the fence, because I feel like Stacey may have told him. I mean, we saw all the different avenues that it could have came from. It could have came from Kay, could have came from from the girl, Karen's friend. It could have came from Ashley. It could have came from just about anybody. Wendy had ran down 50,000 people that could have possibly told him, including Angel's. It could have came from Angel, who could have told her husband, whose husband could have told Chris. We really don't know where the shit came from. And that's why I'm like on the fence. I just wasn't sure. I'm not sure about that, right? Then they get on Stacey about the cannabis line, right? And here's where I'm not on the fence about this. Stacey did not have to, and she said it herself. I did not. Oh, listen, Giselle's talking about why you didn't tell me. I asked you if you had a cannabis business and you ain't tell me. But I don't got to tell you nothing. Who the fuck are you? You got a whole man, right? The retired football player. You got a whole dude that you ain't up here telling nobody about. So what the and denied it. People asking you, are you seeing it? No, I'm single. I ain't seeing nobody. Meanwhile, they got pictures of you all hugged up and kissed up with your dude. So what is the thing is, they be getting on Stacey for the same shit that they do. Just like on a regular basis. On a regular basis. So I'm like, to get on her because she started a cannabis line. So what? Wendy got a cannabis line. Wendy's the only person that can have a damn cannabis line, her and her husband. She ain't doing the same thing. They not even selling the same type of product. Stacey's doing it on a whole different type of vibe, type of level. Eddie's doing it on a whole different. It's room for everybody to do that. There's so many people and she didn't owe Giselle the conversation, the affirmation that she started it, that she has it going, whether it was in production, in done or not. She ain't have to tell nobody nothing. And she don't have to feel bad about it just because Wendy has the damn business. Now, her using the Nigerian thing. Now, Stacey. I thought that was like funny. Especially when she's like, oh, well, my Nigerian sisters and I'm from Nigeria. I don't know. But Stacey, but Wendy had a good theory that Stacey might have done this to get her lick back for the shit that Wendy and Eddie did with, to her when it came to TJ. I don't know. Maybe she did. Maybe she did. Maybe she did. But nevertheless, she got a cannabis line. It's her line. It's $1 million. She ain't got to not start a cannabis line just because Wendy has a damn cannabis line. So what? It's 1 million people in this world. They probably ain't even gonna have the same customers, right? So then Andy asked a question from a viewer, and she said, none of Stacey's so-called lies had anything to do with you, Giselle, you, Ashley, you, Kiana. So why are y'all so pressed? Child. Shout out to whoever asked that question, because Stacey was like ding 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 ding, and I was sitting there ding 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 right along with her. Why are y'all so damn pressed? Why are y'all so pressed about the things that she's doing? And I know it's a show, I get it, but the thing is, like I said, they were pressing Stacey about the same type of things that they all are doing, all of them, including the ringleader Giselle, right? So Stacey, she told Giselle and Ashley that they treated her extremely unfairly this season, which I completely agree with, which I said at the beginning of this review, this recap. Um, and she said as two women, she told Giselle and Ashley that as two women who have had men humiliate them, who have been humiliated by men, they should have had more compassion. Listen, read, Stacey. That was a dig. I loved it. I loved it. And she said that in response to them, like pressing that whole thing about TJ. And Giselle was like, and the sidebar, she could have added K in there too, because Greg is making a damn fool out of K. He's making a damn fool out of you, girl. But we ain't gonna talk about that today. Okay. That's probably part two. It's probably part two. So then Giselle said, show sympathy for what? Show sympathy and compassion for what? She's like, we didn't do nothing. We were in LA. We just happened to be in LA. We just happened to, be sitting in a shop. We just happened to run into a girl that happened to have some information about you and TJ. And she just happened to have the documents that we were looking for that just happened to show you as a liar. I'm like, Giselle.
Stop the cap. Man, you don't get out here with all that.
Giselle. Her and Ashley. No, what? We ain't do nothing. We just happen to be there and y'all ain't happen to do shit. Y'all happen to be out there fishing for damn information to try to make Stacey look crazy. You know what I wish? Y'all know what I wish? This is why I said I hope they should stop letting Giselle bring on people, because I wish that more people, like just regular, they should bring people in that have no ties to each other, so they could just, whoever ain't feeling whoever, they could just go. They do like the girls on Atlanta. The girls on Atlanta, boy, when they get on that damn cast, they get private invest. They just start digging all in your business. You don't get away with shit in in Atlanta, especially with Kenya on the panel. When Kenya's on the cast, when Phaedra's on the cast, when Nene Leakes is on the cast, you ain't getting away with shit. They gonna know every single thing about your damn business. And I wish somebody would do that shit to Giselle and Ashley. Just sit there and just dig up everything. Just do them the way that they be out here doing and digging and zipping and zooing and trying to find shit on people to have something to say about people with their miserable asses. I hate it. I hate it. And I hated it for Stacey because she came in. She's a nice lady. She ain't even come in. You know what I'm saying? She ain't come in acting like no stuck up bitch. She was being nice to everybody. So the way that they targeted her and continued to target her and continue to target her until they saw that she's fucking resilient. You cannot break this lady with y'all bullshit. You know? You could be as mean to her as you want. You could say as much foul stuff as you want. Doesn't matter. She's still going to stand on business. She's still going to deny. She's still going to look you in your face and have digs for you right back. Classy digs, by the way, because the lady Stacey never raises her voice. She never got to, I mean, the loudest she ever got was when she kicked Tia ass up out of that thing and said, Toodaloo, get out, Toodaloo, she told her. Toodle damn loo, child. Toodaloo. So then Giselle gonna say, and like I said, I was like, they just happen to be out there. We ain't do nothing. I was like, stop the cap, because y'all went on a mission. And y'all still probably on a mission to come back next season to try to find out some shit on this lady, just to have something to say. And I hope she does the same thing to y'all. That's what I hope. That's my hope. That Stacey employs somebody to go digging up in their shit and just go at them to just hold it, put it in the clip. And as soon as they start emptying their clip, you empty your shit right up behind them. Ciao. And then who? Giselle gonna say, we said it. Yeah, we said the thing about TJ. You denied it. So we can move on. So we can move the fuck on, is what Giselle said. That's a lie. I call BS.
Stop the cap.
Because y'all continuously bring you bring it up. Every chance y'all get, y'all keep bringing it up. She cannot move forward past it. Every chance you get, you bringing it up. You get in an argument with her, you bring it up. Oh, she's a liar. She's like, y'all living off of that. And y'all might have one there. Y'all just might have one there. But that's all y'all, but y'all living off of that. So don't act like y'all brought it up. She denied it and y'all moved past it. That's a lie. That's a lie. And then Tia jumping in. And you can't be the victim all the time, Stacey. Again, I'm like, Tia, shut your ass. Shut your goofy ass up. Tia, bye. Just hush, please. Please hush. Just want to have something to say. Just want to have something to say to back up Giselle. So Giselle could try to push to get your ass back on the show. Hopefully it doesn't work. Because I just don't see the point. I just don't see the point. So then they get to Angel. And I'm like, oh, I'm clapping. I'm like, come on, Angel. You better. You better get your lick back on these heifers in a mercurial nature, child. When she said that, do y'all remember when she said that? Our relationship to in a mercurial way. That's when I was like, get this girl off the show, child. I cannot. But you better read these heifers in a mercurial fashion is what I said, especially Giselle. And I'm gonna add Tia to that because Tia's so fake and phony. She needs to. I was hoping she would get a Tia too. Tia fake as a mug, child. Fake as a mug. So then they talk about the eviction thing, and as far as the eviction, Angel, she just said she had a hard time, fitting in with the ladies because she felt like, Giselle, Wendy, Ashley, even Wendy got in on it. And this is when I ain't up front. Wendy started losing me this season because she was acting like the mean girl. She was acting like Giselle. She was like gathering them, getting in the circle with Giselle and Ashley. Like, oh, let me tell y'all, and this is what somebody told me about Angel, and like I was like, Wendy, since when are you the bone collector, the bone carrier? Since when? Wendy it was things that was going on with Wendy that I just started like looking like, I don't like that. I don't like how she acting. I don't like this. I don't like where she's going with her situation on the show. I don't like it. We already have the mean. Let Ashley and Giselle miserable asses stay who they are. I hate to see Wendy in that lane. I don't want to see Wendy in that lane. I don't know if the producers are pushing her to be that because that's what they do. So I don't know. But yeah, she was just saying she was having a really hard time. Angel said this. She had a hard time getting on the show because everybody was like going at her and everybody was, giving her such a hard time. And, especially just Giselle. And then, she was saying Giselle and Wendy and Ashley. And Wendy hit now. Wendy, she did say this. And I loved when Wendy said this. Wendy said, well, why you ain't calling out Tia? Why you ain't calling out Tia? Tia's the one who told us that you got evicted. Tia, remember, and then y'all remember I said this earlier in this recap. I said, Tia, by the time she was all up in Angel's face, like, oh, what happened? Doing that fake bullshit. And jumped in her car, barely had the damn car started. And she already on the phone with damn Giselle. Girl, she getting evicted, child. Just ridiculousness. And Wendy called her out on it. Wendy was like, well, why you not talking about Tia? She's the one who told us you got evicted. Right? Right? Tia got right in that car and started gossiping and telling all her business to her master, child. To her master, just like Stacey said, called her master right away and reported. Okay. But I'm glad Wendy did that because I feel the same way. I'm like, Tia is sitting there riding the fence on your ass, Angel. And Angel was like, no, me and Tia spoke. Me and Tia, no, I got some advice for you, Angel, at the end of this about that lady Tia. Got some advice for you. So then they get to the chin checking thing, right? And there was this really weird moment where Wendy and Angel were talking right? And then Kay tried to chime in and say something, but Angel kept talking to Wendy, and Wendy kept talking over Kiana or Kay. And then Kay, because they were having a moment. It was like, hey, just shut the fuck up and wait your turn. And then Kay was like, what is this? What is this? Well, and I wanted to say it is nothing. It's two ladies talking about some things and they getting to the bottom of their shit. Just wait your turn. Shut the fuck up. Is what I want to do. Is what I was saying at the TV, right? And she's like, well, what is this? And I guess she's meaning, why are y'all talking over me? Really? Why are you, Angel? Maybe why are you talking over me? And Angel apologized, like, oh, no, I'm sorry. Go ahead. You go. And Wendy was like, no, Angel, you keep talking. And Kay was like, no, well, I'm talking now. And Angel was acting like a runaway slave with her. It was so weird. And Wendy said, what is going on? And I felt the same way. I was like, wait, what? Wendy was like, she talking about Kiana Kay controls Angel. And I mean, I'm not saying she controls her, but I'm telling y'all, there is a thing. If y'all watch this season, y'all had to have seen that there is this thing that Kay has over Angel. I don't know if it's just the difference in their personalities, but I it was strange to see it, especially after Angel gets on the show in her first couple of scenes, and she's just like, oh, because I don't take no shit, I don't do this, and I ain't nobody gonna be sunning me, and and then her husband asked her, you're the newbie, they gonna be treating you like a newbie, and she was like, no, but I'm not a newbie woman, and ain't nobody gonna be treating me like this. So I was like, okay, so she about it. She gonna stand up. She gonna stand up to these ladies and did none of the above. Got chewed up, spit out at every chance they got. Every chance they got. But there was this thing. It's like Angel acts like she's subservient to her, and I don't know if it's because she's just being humble because Kay helped her get on the show. But even if Kay is your homegirl, the way y'all say, y'all go back 25 years, y'all, but do y'all, just because y'all go back 25 years don't mean that y'all are still like really, really cool today. There's something weird about their relationship. And I called it a fake relationship because the whole chin check thing, the way Kay spoke to Angel in front of them ladies at that Preaknik, Preakish, whatever that thing is called, where they were getting dressed to go to that horse race thing, that was inappropriate. Ain't no way my best friend would talk to me like that. There's no way that I would allow my best friend to talk to me like that. But like I said, in the first place, there's no way that my best friend would talk to me like that, especially in front of somebody else. Now, when we together by ourselves, that's another thing. If you got to check me on something, I'm all ears. Say what you got to say. I'm going to say what I got to say. But in front of other people, the way she was talking to Angel, that shit wasn't cool. That shit wasn't cool. And I don't know, like I said, if it's because, Angel is being like humble because Kay got on a show, but I don't know what it is. But if y'all know what it is, tell me what y'all think it is down in the comments, because what is it? What is it? If you talking to Wendy, right, and y'all getting to the bottom of something, even if Kay is talking, if Kay is my best friend, I would have said, hold on, Kay, hold on 1 second. And I would have kept talking to Wendy, or I would have let Wendy hold it. I would have told Kay, hold on. And I would tell Wendy, go ahead. Right? But Angel was like, oh no, sorry, master. I'm sorry. I was talking, but you can talk now. That's how she was acting. I was like, what? I was scratching my head just like Wendy was. I was like, what is going on with this? What is going on here? Then they get to the catfish thing. And she let Giselle know, how the catfish situation was rude and cruel and it was hazing-like, right? Which I agree. I mean, I didn't think it was all that. I didn't, honestly, if she called you, and to be honest, the picture Angel did, the picture didn't look nothing like you, right? So to me, the way that you were just like, just distraught about it. And I understood you linked it to, oh, this is my appearance is important to me, and I've gained weight, since the babies, and and I get it. I'm a woman. I get you. I totally felt you there. I got it, right? I get why that's a soft spot for you, but the sensitivity level, like you can't come on a show like this and be that damn sensitive. You really did not look like the picture. You really didn't look like the picture. You didn't. So for you to be falling out all distraught about it to that level, I thought that was like, I was like, she's not ready to be. And like I said, I have been Angel. Oh my God. If y'all heard my last review, the one where they, she took them out to Colorado, is it? Is it Colorado? Yeah, where she lived. And the way things went wrong with the house and the way they was eating her up, I talked about how I was in a situation with, it was my first time being an executive. Sidebar, guys. I'm not going to go into it, but I was like a first time executive, and these people in the entertainment industry and these people that were veterans, I came in and child, when I tell you child, so I know what it's like to step into a situation where everybody's clicked up. They don't know you. They don't really care for you. They don't want you there. And you don't have that kind of killer kind of personality, right? Now I done changed a lot, y'all. This was a couple of decades ago. I am by no far that same person, because once you go through something like that, it changes you, and you grow into something. You see the error in that, and how you get nowhere being like that. So I was definitely Angel, and I know that Angel, she just seems like she's too nice to tell people what they need to hear when they need to hear it. I don't know if she carries that out into the streets with her, because they were saying, Jazz was saying, some people was calling her mean or whatever. So I was like waiting to see that girl show up. But I don't know if she was, felt like she couldn't be that with these women. I don't see why not, because the way they were going at her, she should have dropped that nice bullshit and just went the fuck off on everybody. She had every right to, even when she was in the wrong. They completely crossed the line with Angel. I'm sorry, she was wrong with the way she had dealt with that water situation with them, whatever. But she's still a person. She's still a human being. She still didn't deserve to get talked to like she was a fucking child. She sat there and let Giselle just, all of them really, they all just berated her to the ground. It was terrible. It was terrible. So I digress. Let me get back to this. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that with the catfish thing, I'm not going at Angel. I understand Angel. I understood when she, linked that to her self-esteem, and I get all that. But my thing was, and this is in hindsight of me being in her situation, you can't be sensitive around a bunch of fucking sharks. You got to put that sensitivity shit in your back pocket. Right. And she should have known, like Kay should have schooled on these ladies. And if you going on a show with women like this, you need to watch the damn show. Gather you some shit to put in your clip, so that when they start going crazy, now you okay. Even if you do it in the way that Stacey does it, because Stacey don't be out here like going crazy, acting like, she stands, she holds her own. And they attacked her in the same fashion that they attacked Angel. The difference was Stacey knew how to handle these women. She knows how to handle these women without them making her, and they can call her a liar, they can say what they want, but they don't break her. They were breaking Angel left and right. And it was crazy. It was hard to watch. It was triggering for me to watch that shit, because like I said, I was there before. I was there before. But anyway, getting back to the catfish thing. Giselle was telling, so she was telling Giselle how, she felt hazed. She felt like it was rude and crude the way that they, did the catfish thing. We're talking about her all through the season. And just Giselle was trying to say, like, I wasn't trying to be mean or shady, but I really didn't know that was you. Now, I don't believe Giselle for 1 minute, because Giselle is a mean girl, right? She didn't even have to bring up the picture thing. She could have told Angel that shit on the side. So she did say it to humiliate her. But, Angel's got to get thicker skin, because that's, you can't be humiliated about shit like that. Come on now. Especially when everybody uses that shit. Like, she should have flipped it right back on her. Anyway, and then Giselle said, yeah, we talked about it, and I moved on. We all moved on, but you, Angel, you kept talking about it through the whole every chance you got. And Angel said because it was a joke that y'all kept running with throughout the whole damn season. And she's right. You know, Giselle keeps saying she's the second time she said that bullshit. Well, yeah, I said it. We talked about it and we moved on. No, you Giselle, you don't know how to move on. You always trying to find some reason to get at somebody, and when you don't have nothing new, you go back to the old shit. You just So she said, yeah, so Angel, like I said, she was saying that she was hurt by it because of her appearance, which I completely understood. Um, but to me, she should have just went in on Giselle and Ashley in the moment, instead of like crying and instead of, just being like, just letting them know that it affected her in that manner, because that's why they just continue to drag Angel, because she wore her emotions on her sleeve, and she wore that sensitive emotion on her sleeve, and not just the sensitive emotion, but she showed them that she don't have a comeback for them. So then you get mean girls like Giselle and Ashley, and even no, I'm not. I was gonna say Kay, but Kay's supposed to be her girl, but I feel like even Kay be talking to her like she ain't shit, talking greasy to her. But I think they all have figured out she's got no comeback. She ain't gonna go there. And that's what you cannot give people. And I was just like that. I just was trying to be nice, even when people was going at my head. I still, because I was raised not to be disrespectful to people. I was raised not to hurt people. I was raised not to be, mean and rude and crude. And even when people are doing that to me, unless they put their hands on you, you just gotta let shit go. You turn the other cheek. This was me. I'm not a kind of person that would curse somebody out. I just wasn't raised like that, right? But what I learned is that what I should have done, you still can put people in their place, right? And that's what I'm a master at that shit today. I will kindly put you in your place. You will not, you know what I'm saying? And I don't have no chip on my shoulder. You say I can take a punch or two, not a physical. I'm not talking about physically. I'm talking about, if you have an opinion about me, you can say whatever you want to say. I don't have no chip on my shoulder about nothing. But you don't break, nobody can break me. You don't break me by calling me this or saying that or disliking this. Angel came on here just too sensitive, too nice, just too transparent about her feelings and emotions, And that was the mistake that she made, just in being on the show. So, yeah, and that's why they figured it out, and then they went in for the kill. You know what I'm saying? And I hated that for Angel. I hated it was awkward watching it, through the season. I hated that for her. So then Wendy checked Angel about having extra dip on her chip when it came to blaming Wendy, because she kept blaming Wendy about the catfish thing. She kept saying Wendy, even though they kept telling her, no, it wasn't Wendy, it was Giselle. But this is when Angel was also trying to ride the Giselle cold shoulder. She was trying to ride that shoulder, child. Didn't want to believe nothing. Wanted to, be on the. Just wanted to click up with Giselle, with the side of Giselle. And she was just ignoring the fact that Wendy was not the one who said it. And she had all this smoke for Wendy, didn't have none for Giselle. And now she sees who the real evil person is. Now she sees it. Now I'm glad she got to see that. And then Andy asked her, well, what did you mean when you said Wendy had asshole lips and Forrest Whitaker eyes? And then Wendy said, yeah, please explain that. What did you mean by that? And Angel was like, I wasn't trying to be funny, but you do look like Forrest when you and she made the face. It was so funny. She made the face that she said Wendy makes when she's like, skeptical about something or whatever. And Wendy said, now see, you talking about people talking about your aesthetics and you didn't like it. Now, child, now if I call your ass James Earl Jones, would I be wrong? When she said James Earl Jones, I paused my TV because I fell the entire F out. Child, that shit had me hollering. Because can you see? You could kind of see it. If you look, you can kind of see it. And then Stacey was like, oh, rest in peace, child. I just, it was that was so funny. It was a moment. It was a moment because both of them had funny shit to say about each other. That was funny. But so in the end, I just was rooting for Angel to come back and kind of redeem herself a little bit, just so that she could feel good about when she goes home, just to get that stuff off her chest. You know what I'm saying? Because when people do you wrong and you a sensitive person, you kind of, even if you don't say nothing in front of the people, you do cry at home. You do lay down at night, and that shit will eat at you. You know what I'm saying? Forever. So I was hoping that Angel, showed up. When I saw her show up, I said, okay, well, she gonna definitely be reading somebody for Phil. She gonna say something. She gonna at least get this shit off her chest. And I have to say, she did that. She did that. She didn't show up, as no timid, the way that she showed up on the show. She stood up. She stood up to people. She kind of had a moment with Ashley. You know what I'm saying? When Ashley was like, when she said, oh, yeah, I purchased, my home in Potomac. And Ashley was like, oh, is it 30 acres? Ashley, shut your hating ass up. And then Angel said to her, well, if you lived in the Potomac area, girl, if you could afford to live over there, you would know I guess she was going to say there's really no such thing. And, Ashley had, and Ashley was like, well, I chose not to live there. Angel was like, sure. So I was like, check, Ashley, check. She got Ashley. Okay, Angel, let's go. She kind of got in Giselle's ass about the catfish thing. She stood on business about the thing with Wendy and the Forrest Whitaker eye thing, but she did apologize there. But so I mean, it wasn't really no gun. She didn't come out guns blazing like I would have wanted her to, and she had every right to. And not to say she had to get stankin' ghetto with it, but she would, she was pointing her finger. She was kind of going in on people. She was going in. See, she was pointing her finger, and she was standing up. Not guns blazing, but nevertheless, she ain't read nobody fulfilled, but she ain't come to like conquer and destroy nobody. But I think she did a good job of standing up for herself, at least enough where she could go home and sleep at night, and feel good about the way she presented today. Nobody made her look crazy, except that James Earl Jones thing. That was so funny. Sorry, Angel. But I wish she was like this all season. It's too late, too little, too late. But I wish she was like this all season. They never would have rode her ass that hard. Pause. Y'all know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? If they felt like Stacey, I mean, because Stacey stands up for herself too, but she just does it in this way that's not aggressive. The way Kiana K does it, like she on damn baddies of, or whatever that show is, whatever that network is with them crazy girls that be fighting and carrying on. She carries herself like she does that thing, right? But Stacey stands up for herself in a way that is non-aggressive, but it's very put you in your place. You know what I'm saying? And I love it. Now, do I want Angel back next season? It's definitely still a no for me. I'm cool on her and her chin-checking friend. I'm cool on both of them. But I do have a piece of advice for them. I have a piece of advice for Angel. My advice is to you, ma'am. Don't be friends with somebody who is friends with your enemy, or who is friends with somebody who you got beef with or had beef with, especially when they have already shown you where their loyalties lie. Do you understand that? AKA, stay the fuck away from Tia, Angel. Stay away from Tia. She is not your friend, baby. She ain't your friend. I don't care if y'all talked or that girl had no business in your house, because she wasn't doing nothing but giving the play-by-play of what was going down in your house when she was in Colorado. Just stay away from. Matter of fact, stay away from Tia because she's not your friend. She's Giselle's friend, and don't you ever forget that. Don't you forget that. Giselle does not like you, Angel. So you can't be friends with somebody who got loyalty to Giselle because that's who Giselle brought on the show. You can't do it. It would never work. So let that go. Stay the fuck away from Tia. And matter of fact, just stay away from all of them, Angel. Just go back to Colorado and stay in your little sheltered situation with you and your husband, and take people and your beautiful family, your beautiful children. Take people on a little fishing trips, and just keep it moving, because this show is not for you. It's not. Even if you show up the way you showed up on a reunion, it's still not enough. They don't respect you. They don't respect you. It's still not enough, boo. This show, this ain't for you, boo. So that's my advice for Angel. So at the end of the day, like I said, they tried to go at Stacey. They always try to go at Stacey, but Stacey always holds her own. That's why I give her the tiara. She's the queen of RHOP in terms of what she brings to the table, how she hold it down. That's what this show is about. The class, the beauty, the marriage, the upper class situation. That's what it's about. Being able to read and hold your own, what I'm saying, standing up to people. That's what it is. She brings everything that she's supposed to. Stacey gives everything that should be given on a show like this. So that's why I say on my thumbnail, Stacey, yes, Stacey, yes, ma'am, come on back. Tia, K, and Angel, no, thank you, no, thank you, no, thank you. So, y'all, that's it. That's all. Okay, so listen, jump down in the comments to let me know what y'all think about this reunion part 1. Who wore the best dress? Who was the best dress for you? Did y'all feel bad? Do y'all feel bad for Wendy and all the stuff that she's going through? Do y'all think that Angel redeemed herself? Do you want to see Angel come back next season? Do y'all want to see Kay come back next season? Do y'all want to see Tia come back next season? Do you think Tia is a fake, phony ass friend? Let me know what y'all think down in the comments, okay? All right? Okay. All right. So, like I said, again, CUZNS, it's your cousin Reebell, aka The Voice. Okay. Smash the like button. And go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and share this video with the people that you watch this show with. So, y'all could talk some more about it and talk to the people who you talk about. Come on, cousins. Pass this stuff around. Go ahead and subscribe. And again, to all my new subscribers, I just want to say thank you. Y'all are so delicious. Keep them comments coming. I answer every comment back. I love the opinions, the things that y'all all have to say. I love it. I love it. I love it. Keep it going, keep it coming, and definitely come back, because we're going to do part 2 of this reunion, part 3 of this reunion. And let me know also down in the comments if there's any other shows that you all are watching that y'all want me to go ahead and do my reviews to, okay? Because I have a couple of other shows. I know we're done with Ready to Love, but I know Chicago's coming real soon. But I love dating shows. I love the housewives shows. So if there's any other shows that you want, that you're watching, that you want me to review, definitely let me know down in the comments. Okay. So again, thank y'all so much for supporting my channel. Thank y'all. Make sure y'all come back. All right. Y'all peace out. Y'all have a good night.